Hello, everybody. This is Love Yourself Guru, and welcome to the Love Yourself TV. Today's video is all about being in a state of expansion. Now, whether you realize it or not, you are always in a state of expansion. You're always expanding in something. Okay, you're either expanding in a negative way, and you're either expanding in a positive way. You're always in a state of expansion. Okay, and how do you get to that state of expansion? You're always focusing on something. Okay, so how do you know whether you're expanding in a negative way or whether you're expanding in a positive way? Is you look at what are you focusing on. So whatever you're focusing on in your life, that will be where you are expanding. And that is just, if out of all my videos you just got that, then that would, if you just use that in your life, that one point, that will change your life, God willing, for the better. Because you always want to be, God willing, in a state of positive expansion. Because when you're in a state of positive expansion, you're happier, you're growing, you're progressing, God willing. You don't want to be in a state of negative expansion. Okay, so if you just took that point and that just like that aha moment, then that changes everything. Because then you start looking at, well, how do I know how I'm expanding is what I'm focusing on. So you look at what you're focusing on, and whether you're focusing on something positive or negative, you know whether you're going to be expanding in a happy, joyous, healthy, prosperous way, or you're going to be expanding in one that's not, in a way that's not very nice. And so I've just given a few examples. It's a very short video, okay? I'm just giving a few examples. Let's say you are married, okay? And you have a lot of problems in your marriage, which is good. All marriages have problems. It's not a thingy, but the problem is when you focus on the problems, let's say, when you focus on the problems, your state of expansion will be more problems. Whereas if you focus on finding solutions, your state of expansions would be solution-based. You'll find more solutions. Let's say if your focus is on sadness, you're just attracted to sadness. You always focus on sadness. You're always watching sad movies. You're always listening to sad songs. You're always talking about sad things. Then your state of expansion would be sadness. Change that. Let your state of expansion be happiness, be joy. So watch nice things, listen to nice things, talk about nice things. Whatever you're focusing on, always let it be happy and joyful, and let that expand, God willing. Don't focus on the sadness. We really don't want sadness in our life. Not really. It's not a very pleasant experience. We want to focus on the happiness, God willing. Let's say if you are surrounded by, or you have difficult people, tried and tested, I promise you. The more you focus on difficult people, the more they will increase and their difficulty will increase. I promise you, I know this from experience. So what do you do? If you are, let's say, they're all around you, what do? You start focusing on yourself. Focus on yourself, because you are a very peaceful, beautiful, joyful, wonderful person. And then focus on that, and then you'll start to realize the more you focus on that, the more the difficult people will just lessen, start walking out of your life, or they'll change, God willing. And you'll start, God willing, attracting people in line with what you're focusing on yourself, which is very nice. Okay. Losses, let's say you're in a business, and if you're just focusing on losses, well, that's what you're going to get all the time. You need to be focusing on the process and focusing on profits. Process, profits, focus, profits. And the more you focus on that, God willing, the more it will increase. It's lovely. Once you get into this, whatever I focus on, I'm always in a state of expansion, and whatever I focus on inevitably expands. It's a wonderful game. You just start picking what you want to focus on, because you know that will expand, God willing. It's absolutely brilliant. It's lovely. It's a lovely way to live. Why not? Okay, so we did the losses and profits. Jealousy. Now, if you have jealousy inside you and you've got into the habit of being quite a jealous person, please change it. Please get that out of, that trait, remove it. Reason being is because the more jealous you are, the state of expansion will be more to be jealous about, and you just feel very uncontent and not happy all your life. So you change that to being in a state of gratitude. The more you're grateful, the more your state will expand, and the more you'll be grateful for. Be grateful for your life, and be grateful for other people that they're happy. They're human too. Everybody deserves to be happy and healthy and prosperous. I promise you, there's enough for everybody. God is so great. There's enough wealth, there's enough health, there's enough rain, there's enough for all of us. Let's just all be happy for each other, God willing. If you focus on lack, you're just going to see more lack. But if you focus on everything, thank God, being enough and abundance, that's what's going to expand. Negativity, if you focus on negativity, if you're very negative, you're going to find your state of expansion will be more negative things to be negative about. Whereas if you're positive and you focus on the positive, all is well. Even if things, aren't all hunky-dory, but if you just say, well, all is well, everything's going to happen, God willing, to my greatest good and to everybody's greatest good, keep us focused on that will expand, God willing. Illness. Now, illness is really interesting because, please God, if anybody watches this, please God, please God, please God, please God gives you the best health, please God, and you get better and better and better and better. But if you're not well, and when I wasn't well, I realized this, the more you focus on the illness, the iller you get. But the more you focus, God willing, on your health and getting better, yes, and the curing yourself, God willing, that's what's going to expand, God willing. And so those are just the things that I wrote down. Like I said, it's a quick video on really being aware of, number one, whatever, you are always in a state of expansion. And how do you know how you're expanding? Number two is what you're focusing on. So whatever you're focusing on is going to be your state of expansion. So write down what you're focusing on. If they're positive, kindly leave them and add more positive things to what you're focusing on. If they're negative, kindly change your point of focus and let your expansion be positive and beautiful, just the way it should be. If you like the video, kindly click on the like button. If you have any comments, kindly put them below. Kindly click on the subscribe button. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Have a beautiful, brilliant, amazing day.